This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
You know, when you're shopping with your girl, you're waiting in line to make a purchase, you're peeping all the commercial photography, high-end photography on the wall, and instead of just appreciating it from a photographer standpoint, you think to yourself,
money, and they chose a photo that looked like it was shot on an instant camera. I could have done that in my sleep. Oh, looks like some hotshot photographer doesn't know what a catchlight is, huh? Jeez. Look dead, buddy. Jeez. This high-end? If the goal was to make her look like a raccoon, they succeeded. Go pick up a reflector, will ya? Jeez.
see this picture of J-Lo on the shoebox? I arrogantly tried to recreate this photo with a $0 budget, meaning I didn't buy anything extra that I already didn't have to create it. And this is potentially like a $20, $30, $50,000 production shoot ad campaign. But all I know is she's one of the most famous celebrities in the world. But this was a little bit of a humbling experience, to say the least. Hey everyone, welcome Jennifer Lopez to the show. Welcome down. So this is Diana's shoebox that I found in our very neat closet.
In a very messy closet. Only one of those is true. Which one is true? Comment below.
When I saw this photo of J-Lo, I was like, I can do this. I got this. Look, you look in her eyes and there's clearly one main light and there's these two other little dots. They're not having much effect on the exposure because I know what I'm looking at here. So it's like basically a one light setup. It's black and white. How hard can it be? It was a lot harder than I thought.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. It did humble me a little bit. It did. But go ahead, babe. Explain the makeup and the styling. What stands out about this photo to you?
So what stands out the most about this photo, what I made sure I had to get right, was the inner eyes. That's where it has the most, you know, that. This is just, it can go with any dark color, brown or black, but this is like, it's, to me, it looks like a shimmery gold. Not even a silver, but it could be a silver. It looks more like a gold inner corner. And then the highlight on the nose definitely stood out. Everything is pretty basic. She's very contoured. Or is that Dodge and Burn? Ooh, I know Dodge and Burn.
Could be a little, yeah. There's a lot of shine on her shoulders, and what do you use for shine?
Coconut oil, baby, coconut oil.
Coconut oil for the shine.
Then for the hair, I made sure that I went flat with the flat iron. I didn't curl my hair because clearly it's just very straight. Mm-hmm. Then we had a lot of little flyaways, so I had to pin my hair right here, like so.
Yeah.
Yep. But it was the posing that was most difficult for us.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna get into that.
This is not as simple as you would think.
No, we're gonna get into the posing. Now, for the camera and lens that I chose, J-Lo's face looks really compressed. Doesn't look like it was shot on like a 50mm lens. You know, it looks like it was a long lens. So I shot you with a 70-200, 2.8, the version 2 from Sony, and the Sony A1. Looking in the eyeball here, I see a small circular light source, which I'm assuming it's like a small beauty dish. The sharp shadow under her nose kind of gives it away that it's a harsher light source. I busted out the Joel Grimes beauty dish, my 24-inch with no diffuser panel, so it's kind of like a harsher light. And then I see these two little dots in her eye. I put two lights next to me at minimal power just to create just those two little dots.
We started off with that lighting, but then the posing, we couldn't figure out the posing. This is totally not like a, it's not. And then when you look at her arm right here, the way it's crossed, it's clear that her arm is like this. So we were having trouble with the posing and getting the right angle of the face.
And the shadow.
And then at a certain point, Manny forgot that I am not J-Lo, so I don't have the same structure as her. Because you kept telling me to elongate my neck, but to put my chin down because he saw this shadow right here, right?
Trying to get that deep shadow. I never forgot, you know,
Yeah.
she doesn't have the same, everyone has a different facial structure. But so we looked up the photo on Google. Let me get back to that one point really quick.
We looked up the photo on Google because it was clear that the posing he was telling me to do, which is, how do you possibly elongate your neck, put your chin down, but then go like this and look cute? You can't. So I said, let me try to find better pictures. So I actually found it on the DSW Shoes Instagram, because this is a collaboration she did with DSW. Yep. And then Manny figured out when he saw the photo that
there's more to it. There's a light on each side of her hair, and it's only a small spot, so which means that they used a grid, focusing the light just grazing the back of her hair to mimic this. So that was a big one. You're the one that figured out, like, man, maybe if I sit down, you know, like I can mimic, because she's definitely leaning forward, because this, you can't achieve that big shadow under her chin.
That's what I was
unless you got like a Jay Leno chin. There's no way to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's what I told him. I said, and especially the way her arm is crossed right here, like that crease. I was like, she is sitting down. And then at the end, I said, I need something to lean on because I feel like she's sitting down like this and it's like, you know, more of a shadow. And that worked best.
The thing that's very deceiving about pictures in general, you know, to try to replicate it is the background. If I had it too close to the background, it would be too bright. If I had it too far away from the background, it would be too dark. You have to find that sweet spot. And that's something that you kind of take for granted sometimes, you don't think about, but I had to have her at a specific distance from the white wall so that I got this nice, soft, even fall off. And I tethered the entire time. On capture one, everything was black and white so that it looked, you know, somewhat similar to what we got here. This was the final image after a basic skin retouch and converting to black and white. It doesn't look anywhere close to as punchy as the JLo photo, I know. And that's because it was heavily retouched. And you could tell right away by her over whitened eyes and her really, really dark makeup. The devil is in the details on this one. The highlights on the face were toned down except for the one on the nose, which is really, really bright. So I dodged and burned Diana's photo, along with really whitening her eyes to a level that I would never go to for my personal work. At the end of it all, one thing was missing, and it was the eyes. Now, how the heck did they retrieve so much detail in JLo's eye? I mean, I used the same kind of lighting. Could it be that JLo has lighter eyes than Diana? I don't know, but I remember that in Luminar AI, I could easily put a fake iris in her eye with a click of a button. And I think that kind of just sealed it right there. That did it.
And I gotta send a shout out to my sponsor, and that is Squarespace. So if you are looking for a website, a blog, or even you wanna start an online store, check out Squarespace. Remember when Instagram went down for a half a day? One of my friends was like, man, like this kind of reminded me that I need a website. That kind of hit home with me because it is so true. What if Instagram goes away? What if a social media goes away and you use it as your portfolio? It's not yours and you're not entitled to it. Your website is yours. It's the professional way of presenting your work. And Squarespace makes that so easy. Anybody can start their own website. Even your grandma can do it. You don't need any kind of graphic design skill. And they also offer 24/7 customer support if you ever get stuck. A nice little bonus, if you use the coupon code Manny, you will get 10% off your first purchase.